All right, we're good. Let me fix this. All right, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of the Ramen Shop Radio. If you like games, movies, manga, anime, shows, anything really, you've come to the right place. My name is Joseph, and I'm your host, and I'm with
Elijah.
Yeah,
William.
All right, so this is episode 2. Last week we were trying to figure out really the flow of how to take things with the show, but this week I'm excited, and you guys should be too, because today we have segments. So our first segment that we're going to do is called Microwave Review. And no, we're not reviewing kitchen appliances.
But we should.
We should do one April Fool's episode where it's just kitchen.
You don't tell them that because then they're going to expect it and it's not April Fool's.
Listen, if our show falls on April 1st, then we're going to do it. I promise you that. So whatever episode we're doing on April 1st, that's what it's going to be. But that's not what we're doing today. What we're going to do is we're going to take, whether it be a show, a game, something that we've experienced in the past week, and try to give a solid review of it in less than 1 minute. So I have a timer on my phone right here. And do you guys want to get started? Or
do you want me to set the timer since you'll be talking?
Yeah. So I don't have to pay attention to that. All right. Just tell me when you're ready.
3, 2.
Wait, hold on. Let me introduce what I'm talking about first.
All right.
So I'm going to be reviewing Astral Chain, which came out on Nintendo Switch. Yep. And I'm going to save my thoughts on it for the review. Okay. Astral Chain, made by Platinum Games, same guys behind Bayonetta and Nier Automata. Fantastic game. I absolutely adore it. You play as a cop in the sci-fi city, fighting these monsters, aliens called Chimera. And you fight them using this JoJo stand-esque robot thing called the Astral Chain. Not called the Astral Chain, called your Legion. And the Astral Chain is the chain that connects you to your Legion. So it's an action game where you're essentially taking control of 2 characters at the same time. And they do a lot to play around with the idea. So, for example, you can move your Legion around an enemy when link the chain together to trap them, to hold them in place to do a combo for your Legion. Or you can hold your Legion back, and if an enemy charges at you and hits the chain, then you can launch them back like a trampoline kind of thing. And there's multiple different Legions you can use. Each one do their own thing, outside and inside combat. So for example, there's a Beast Legion that's like a dog that kind of tracks around stuff. And there's also an Arm Legion that does the JoJo Aura thing. How much time am I doing?
You're done.
Oh, I'm done. All right. Great game. Definitely buy it. 10 out of 10. Yeah. All right, who's up next?
All right.
You should give heads up reviews. I didn't know how much I was doing on time, so you can tell me 30 seconds.
Right.
All right.
I finished Demon X Machina over the weekend. Great game, but I'll start with that.
Yeah.
Right. 3.
Give heads up for
2.
How much time they have.
1. Go.
Okay, Demon X Machina is an amazing mech game that's a very worthy spiritual successor to one of my favorite series, Armored Core. It has a really diverse customization system with 12 total systems, like left arm, right arm, processor, left weapon, right weapon, etc. The characters, first impression wise, were god awful. Savior, he's just a Shakespeare quoting weirdo. But after you beat him once, he gets a little more humble, more appealing. That's just one example. The story was really weird, difficult to follow at times, but I still hadn't enjoyed it. And lastly, the Colossal Immortal fights, which are kind of like Monster Hunter.
20 seconds left.
They're either really, really good, like Rebellion, which is more of an endgame one, or really hit or miss, like a Slugfest, like a Dreadnought, which is just a giant sandworm. One more tip I have for anybody is eat plenty of ice cream in that game.
5 seconds.
9 out of 10.
All right, good. I've heard that the boss fights in that game are really good.
That's
a highlight of it. All right.
Sure.
I just want to go back to where you said hit or miss, and I have a question for you. I bet they never miss.
Oh my gosh. All right, Elijah. This is the last episode of the Ramen Shop Radio that Elijah will be on for today.
Okay.
After that.
Well, then I will start my own radio show called Fried Rice Radio
Fried Rice.
Show.
Yeah, just rip us off. All right, I'll hold the timer for you for yours.
Okay. Well, I have notes. So do you want to use your phone for it?
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm. So
right.
What are you going to be reviewing, Elijah?
I will be reviewing The Boys.
The Boys?
Yes.
All right.
So
actually, hold on. I have an idea of what this is. Is this the Amazon show?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
It's very good.
Mm-hmm. All right. You are on the clock in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know, The Boys is pretty much the DC/Marvel superhero universes collided, as in it's a world with all these different superheroes, but there's one difference. everyone's corrupt, very corrupt. So the main character, or not the main character, the main like the biggest, most popular superhero in the show, his name is Homelander. He's a horrible person. All the superheroes are very flawed. Some of them are just straight up murderers. Some of them like do all these different types of drugs. 20 seconds left.
Yep,
Jesus. Some of them do all these types of drugs. Some of them are just jerks, but they're not like exactly evil. And pretty much there's a group of these people called the Boys, and they're just regular humans, and they set out to get justice, pretty much. So it's really cool because there's a really interesting power dynamic between these totally powerless humans versus these really powerful people. It's on Amazon Prime. It's really good. Yep. Well, right. I'm done anyways.
Yep.
So, yeah.
I've heard good things about that. I don't have Amazon Prime, so I mean, well,
yeah.
I can leech it off of someone. But honestly, yeah, I've heard great things about it.
If I remember correctly, it's 10 episodes and they're about like 45 minutes to an hour each. I would just get like the free week trial and just binge it.
That's a good idea.
And it's based off of a comic, if I remember too.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes. All right. So that's our microwave review. And now for our next segment, we have the Fresh Pot, where we go over the news from the past week and talk about it. All right. So first on the list, we have that the Switch Lite came out. Right?
Yeah.
Big deal. Or launched at $299. No, $199 price.
Yeah.
It's a lot smaller. The battery is a little bit better than the original Switch. A lot smaller screen. You can actually fit it in your pocket this time. But what I wanted to talk about is the controllers themselves on the Switch Lite. So if you're unfamiliar with the Switch, which you probably aren't, you can detach the controllers and use them separately. But the Switch Lite, you can't. One of the biggest problems with the original Switch's controllers, was drift, where after a while the control stick would like move on its own, kind of like I have a weird input, and a lot of people were upset about it because the Joy-Cons, the controllers, are $80. So if you're spending $80 on a controller, you're not going to want it to have it break on its own after just a few weeks. So eventually they opened up a site where you could fill out a form and send in your Joy-Cons for repair for free at Nintendo. But with the Switch Lite, the controllers are connected. You can't take it off like you can with the normal Switch. And engineers have gone into the Switch Lite, looked at the controllers, and it's the exact same sticks as the original controllers, meaning they probably, only time can tell, but they probably didn't change it, which is worse because if those start getting drift, you have to send in your $199 console to Nintendo for fix.
Honestly, I absolutely love Nintendo. The Nintendo Switch is an amazing system, but come on.
Yeah,
you guys even had a website dedicated to fixing this problem, and you just completely ignore the problem for the next system.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is, there are videos of when you're setting up the Switch Lite, it asks you to detach the Joy-Cons.
I saw that. Mm-hmm.
It's the same exact hardware like setup for when you first boot up the original Nintendo Switch. So it's just funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my thing is I have 4 Joy-Con out right now for repairs because each one of them got drift in some like way or shape.
If I may ask, which color Joy-Cons? Because we all know that the red and blue Joy-Cons are the best.
Yes. So I have 2 blues that are in right. No, 1 blue, 2 reds, and 1 pink that are in repair right now. Yeah.
I just have the black ones.
You just got the normal gray ones?
Yeah.
Boring. The gray ones, they're okay. I like the aesthetic.
Yeah.
But if it's the gray ones with like the Smash logo on it, then they're fine.
I don't have those.
I don't like the look of those.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid.
I mean, like when you're just
weird
looking,
line. The dock looks incredible.
Because when you're just looking at one of them, or like both of them, it looks weird. But when you have them on the Switch, like and the line connects, then you can kind of see it's the Smash logo.
Line like is separated by the actual Switch in the middle. So
yeah,
I think it just looks a little weird. The dock is
great. The absolutely most disgusting Joy-Cons are the one where it's like neon green and pink.
Dude, what?
I
love those.
Horrible.
What?
It looks like vomit.
No,
it looks like
it's the Cosmo Wando Joy-Cons. Right?
How dare you bring them into this discussion?
That's what they are. I love them. I'm a big Splatoon fan, so I love the color scheme, the pink and green. The new ones that are coming out, it's like the peanut butter jelly ones, where like the purple and you got this weird brownish
kind of color. Like that.
It kind of looks all right. No, it doesn't. They're just releasing it. I think it comes out.
Why aren't they doing like red and green like Mario and Luigi? Like they need to have more like character.
The Odyssey Switch came with like darker red Joy-Cons.
Oh.
So maybe you could do that. But there's only one green. So maybe you could like, if you buy a whole nother Switch and then just use that, you can get that color scheme
I
going.
think I'll pass.
Come on,
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Right now,
You have the opportunity to make a whole bunch of money here with character Joy-Cons.
Yeah. They honestly do. Like right now, I'm rocking what was it? The yellow on the left side and the green on the right side. So it's like I call it the Sprite Calmo.
Yeah.
So it looks like the Sprite logo. Yeah.
I'm still waiting for the special edition Switch for Undertale.
What would the color scheme be? Like,
Well, they're just regular.
Blue
They would
and
either
white.
be like white or dark, like light
Ooh,
gray
white
Joy-Cons.
Joy-Cons sound
but
nice.
the right joystick is light blue.
Oh
for
my
Sansai.
gosh.
Tell me that wouldn't be fire though. Like
Send
light
that
gray
into-
with a blue.
Someone who makes custom Joy-Cons.
Yeah,
let them do that.
Nintendo. If you guys are listening,
Get with Toby Fox.
I will work for you for minimum
And he's got a
wage.
job for Nintendo now.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
He
Toby
composed,
Fox.
What was it? Little
go
Town
for
Hero.
town.
Yeah.
Toby Fox, you can have my idea. Like honestly, just pay me minimum wage for it. I'm good for it.
That reminds me of what was it? In Japan, they have a special like Disney set of Joy-Cons.
Really?
Yeah, for like
Really?
one of the Tsum Tsum games or whatever that came out. And the home button, like on the right one, has Mickey ears around it. So it looks like
Oh, that's
Mickey Mouse's
awesome.
head, and it's really great. I think they're in purple. Yeah. I want like just dark purple. Like, because the purple, the peanut butter jelly one has purple on one side, but not the other. So there's like no way to get like the right side, just completely purple and get both of them. But yeah, that's our controller talk. All right, next item. Oh,
Can we
and also, oh yeah,
Can we
what?
talk about Surfetch now?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what? Let's get all the Switch news out of the way first. All right. So
Alright.
yeah,
So-
Pokemon and you wanted to introduce
Yes.
this? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so there's this Pokemon Farfetch'd, which nobody really cares about. Let's be
Hey,
honest here.
hey.
Let me finish. The only reason I remembered Farfetch'd as a Pokemon was because I accidentally traded one in Leaf Green, and I got it. I'm like, wow, this is just a duck with a stick. So, what was it like last week?
It was last week.
Last
yeah.
week, yeah.
They announced an evolution for Farfetch'd, and it blew me away. Any sort of skepticism I had for Sword and Shield is gone now just because of Surfetch'd. He's wielding a giant, he's like a bamboo sword,
Yeah, it's a leak. I think it's a leak. Yeah.
leek sword, and a shield, and he's all white now, and I think he's fighting type now?
Yeah, he's a fighting type, which is weird because Farfetch is a normal flying.
Yeah.
So he goes to fighting out of nowhere. But when I first saw it, I thought it was a special like regional form, and not like the Galarian forms, right?
Yeah.
But not a whole new evolution.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like that.
Yeah, but it's not, and it's crazy, and I love it. The internet loves him. There's
Yeah.
been so many memes and everything. I made one where like I enlarged his sword
Yeah.
so much, and
Yeah,
can
you
only
said
see
that
it.
in the Discord.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
Shared
it's
that
great.
While
But-
you were busy battling other Pokemon, I studied the blade.
It really was.
He was. My man was out here ready, like for 20 years.
It's actually surprising because there was like an unused Farfetch'd evolution.
Yeah, and that big data mine that happened a few weeks.
But did he have a
ago.
sword?
He did.
He did, but he was bigger.
Yeah, he
This
was
one, he
like,
looks-
really chunky, but he had like the leek sword. in
So
the
he
back.
would have been like full neck beard.
Well, he was a swan, so maybe
Yeah,
a little bit
swan?
more graceful. Yeah, it was more
Yeah,
of a
it's more
swan.
of a swan
This one
with,
looks like a duck.
mask.
No, I need like full on like samurai bird. That's what I need.
Yeah, he sort of looked like that.
I'm still waiting for my Galarian Vanillix. That's dark type, dark and ice type, and it's chocolate.
Oh yeah, that's the ice
Yeah,
cream Pokemon, right?
Yeah, I'm still waiting on that.
Honestly, I love how Nintendo's focusing a lot more on the bird Pokemon because
Yeah,
we
right.
have a Pokemon that literally shoots a fish out of its mouth as an attack.
Yeah, that's its main thing.
Half my Sword and Shield team is looking like birds right now.
Yeah.
The funny thing
I-
with that one, I'm sorry, but yeah, the funny thing with that one is actually based off of some European like tradition, not tradition, like the technique that they use for fishing, where they would like have a leash around birds so that they could swallow the fish, but not like swallow them, not
Oh, yeah.
like they
Oh,
could
so they
have the
basically
fish in their
use
mouth
the
but not
fish like a
swallow
net.
them.
Yeah,
So yeah, like that, and that's what that Pokemon is based off of.
weird.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's kind of
Because like the fish never like goes actually inside like into its stomach. It's just weird. Pokemon is weird, but yeah, Sword and Shield comes out 2 months from now. I don't think we're gonna get any more info about it. I feel like they've been really good with like not showing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna show more Galarian.
And there haven't
forms.
been like data
Oh,
mines like
yeah.
leaking all the Pokemon.
Oh
so
yeah,
that's-
I hope they
that's
don't
nice.
announce like within the next week. Hey,
I
demo.
should- I'm
and
really
then
far away from the microphone. Can you guys hear me better now? Great.
I'll always remember not Sword and Shield, Sun and Moon, which was hysterical because they announced a demo, and if you don't remember, for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they released a demo for that, and everything was just in there
Yep.
in the source code. But it was a remake, so it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But with Sword and Shield, I mean not Sword and
Sun-
Shield,
Sun and
Sun and Moon. I keep mixing them up. So, like both Starfest. Both that game, everyone's like, okay, maybe they learned from the lesson. It's an entirely new gen. Like there's going to be new Pokemon that if it happens, they're going to get revealed and ruin the whole game.
And that's exactly what they did.
But what happened at first, I mean, eventually they found like the full renders of all the Pokemon. But what happened at first was that people were going through it and were realizing, wait, maybe they actually cleaned it out and like didn't leave anything in the source code. And then they left the shiny Pokemon in. Only the shinies at first.
That's even worse.
And then everything else started slowly coming out. And then people found a way to hack into it and play the game like early before it came out.
Yeah, I heard
It was
that.
wild. But yeah, hopefully that doesn't happen with Sword and Shield.
Come on,
Because
Nintendo.
even without the leak, they already showed a lot.
Yeah.
Like when the game was
Yeah.
coming out.
In retrospect, I wouldn't pay for Sun and Moon either.
I enjoyed Sun and Moon when I first played it.
I hated House
And
so much.
then
He was,
I played
the
Ultra
epitome
Sun and
of
Moon.
the opposite of the rival I wanted.
Yeah.
Like he could sweep your whole team with his Zaol and Raichu. He's like, "Wow, you did an amazing job. Here's $500."
Yeah. Isn't that
Wait,
a lot of them?
if
though?
he beat you, he would pay you?
He would
Yes.
pay you. He gave me max revives, healed all my Pokemon, and said, "Yeah, you're getting so strong." That's how. Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like that. I want Gary back.
Yeah.
I want, when I lose, I want someone
I
to
know,
tell me that I suck
exactly.
so that I have an incentive
Yeah,
to get
there's
better at the
We've
game.
been asking for this for years, and it
There's-
hasn't
yeah.
happened in
No,
so
but have
long.
you seen the new rival?
But yeah, until now, like the new one, which is it? The
I don't know his name.
yeah. But there's also the girl too. That's kind of your rival, but like
Yeah,
not
but
really.
The guy, he's just screaming Gary.
Yeah, it's great.
Yes.
Mhm.
At least he
Thank you,
looks like him.
Nintendo.
Yeah.
God bless you.
I liked Sword and Shield, and then I played Ultra Sword and Shield,
You
and
mean
realized
Sun and Moon?
Ultra. Yeah, every time. But yeah, I played Ultra Sun and Moon, and then
Oh, I never
I
finished
realized
that.
how much talking there was, and I kind of
Yes.
wish I didn't buy it. It was like a DLC for $40.
It pretty much was.
Yeah, because all the new stuff they added were at the end of the game.
Yeah.
And the rest of the game was pretty much the same. So I played about
Oh,
11
man.
hours before quitting it. But yeah, probably not going to ever get back to that since I'm not playing my 3DS anymore. But yeah, last bit of Switch news for right now at least is Link's Awakening came out, the remake of it. And so I saw some interesting discussion on Twitter that I want to talk about where if you don't know, it's a remake of a Game Boy game for $60. Nintendo can charge whatever they want. But then if you look at something like Activision, where they Activision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they released the Crash and Spyro remakes, which have the same like quality of remakes, 3 games for $40. So people were starting to bring up: is Nintendo justified for charging $60 for Link's Awakening?
Well, it's Zelda, so Zelda fans will eat it up anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thing. Like they can charge whatever they want, and people will still buy it. People still have clearly still bought it and didn't care.
I mean,
But-
honestly, Link's Awakening is a really good game.
It's an extremely good game.
And the fact that it's like a full like remaster, like the graphics are just like amazing.
Music, graphics,
Yeah,
everything.
like they really put effort into it. Like if it was like one of those like really like low effort remasters where like, you know, the graphics were slightly improved, but they didn't
Yeah.
touch like the music or the voice lines, then I'd be like, come on, Nintendo,
Oh, you know
$60
what
bucks.
You know what I really want to see remake? Zelda 2.
Mhm.
Yeah, the side scroller one.
Yeah, we got some elements of that in Breath of the Wild with like the more number based. Like
We need
what's the
Zelda
system?
1.
Zelda 1. Did it get a remake? No.
I don't think so.
It's
We
kind of like a
need Zelda
re-release on
1.
like
Yeah,
Game
it's
Boy
got re-released a
Advance.
couple
Yeah,
times.
'Cause the thing is, like,
not.
I would spend, I had one high school class in a computer lab, and I would literally spend that entire class period every single day playing a NES emulator
Mhm.
for the first Legend of Zelda.
That's a mood. That
And
was just Zelda, but like
I-
emulators during class.
I played that game. I played it a little bit every day, and I eventually got to the end of the game, and I refused to kill Ganon because I didn't want to beat the game.
You could always do, what was it, randomizer if you're doing it in an emulator. Maybe
What do you mean,
randomize the
what?
items and dungeons. Have you guys like ever dabbled into that section of like games where just randomizing the elements
Yeah.
of it?
Yeah.
I know Pokemon is popular for doing it, but I was watching this one streamer. He was doing it for Mario 64, where all like the portraits and like the level entrances would be completely
Oh,
like
that
remixed.
sounds
So you'd have to create like a
scary.
whole list of everything, like where, and all the stars are randomized too. So the stars wouldn't be in like the normal spot. There'd be like in a random like
Oh, that
area.
sounds incredible.
Yeah, and he would have to do like a speed run of that.
That seems like it could be really broken really easily.
hmm And it's seeded too, so like you can share seeds for the different like
pretty
randomizations.
cool.
Yeah,
It's like Minecraft.
yeah. I mean that is it is like that's a comparison. That's what.
So
really started
I
Seeds.
actually have some news that's
Oh.
time sensitive.
Okay.
So for some of you, I really hope none of the people watching this show play Fortnite, but
Oh
Fortnite is having a Batman crossover. And
Yeah.
Aren't they also doing a Splatoon crossover?
What? I didn't hear about that.
I don't know if that was just fake, but
It's probably
Nintendo,
fake.
please
Yeah.
don't.
I
Nintendo,
heard
please.
stuff about
Mhm.
that.
But yeah, I actually have a funny with the Batman. I have a funny story with the Batman thing where my little brother, he's 10 years old, addicted to Fortnite, like as most 10-year-olds
Same with
are.
mine.
That's
Yeah,
unfortunate.
and he also loves superheroes and stuff. So he was, I don't know if you heard, but the Batman thing is $20, little $20 for the Batman skin, and you can only get it for like the next 6 days or whatever.
That's insane.
So
Yeah, that's
my
what I
di-
hate about Fortnite. It doesn't even bother being like.
So while my brother
to
was
win.
asleep, my dad went up to me and was like, "Hey, can you help me purchase the Batman thing for your brother?" And I'm like, "It's $20, you know that, right?" And he's like, "Yeah, but I want to get it to him." But my dad is great.
That's a
Bless
real,
my dad.
That's a
But
G.
spending $20 on a skin, I would never do that.
Yeah. See, the thing is, to hype this up, Epic. If you go on the Epic game stores for you PC gamers, all of the Batman games are free.
Yeah, I heard
So
about that.
the Arkham trilogy, what is it, like Arkham City,
Asylum and
Arkham Asylum, and Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Those 3 are free, and then
Free
the
games.
3 Lego Batman games are free too.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know the Lego
That's
Batman
insulting.
games were on.
6
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
6 Batman games, 3 of which, like the Arkham trilogy, are like
Excuse me,
everyone
are you saying
knows.
are you saying
Everyone
the
knows
Lego
like they're
games aren't good?
amazing.
Yeah.
Like I forgot which one. I think it's Arkham City.
Doesn't
That's
matter.
considered like the best superhero game of
Yeah,
all
got
time.
It doesn't
11
matter.
out of
You know
10 or
why? Because that's
something.
Lego Batman games. And
Yeah.
Lego,
Yes.
the
Batman
early Lego
is
Batman
real,
games are
real.
so good.
I used to own a PlayStation 2,
Mhm.
and I had all the Lego Batman games, like all the Lego games, everything. And I like 100%ed Lego Star Wars, the original trilogy.
I was about to bring that
100%ed.
up. Lego Star Wars the original trilogy is good, but then there's Lego Star Wars the complete saga. And as
Yes.
a what was
my
it,
friend bought that
10-year-old
for me,
kid, that game was the absolute best with my brother. There was so much content in there,
Yeah,
and it was hysterical.
My friend
It was
bought
the
me
best.
that for I think it was my birthday.
Mhm.
I remember one thing I could never do was the final level of episode 3, where
Was it
it's
the,
you fighting
Anakin?
Anakin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I like it was just so difficult.
Did you have the high ground?
You're just killing us today.
I would walk out of this room if I could.
Yeah, I'm just like a library of
I'll get you back for that.
prequel quotes.
I'll get my revenge.
Hello there.
Oh, General Kenobi.
All right, we're not
Alright,
going to
let's-
quote the
let's stop,
prequels
let's
anymore.
stop,
Yeah.
let's
Okay, we
Before
should
this
we should
turns
at
into-
least try and have at least one prequel quote every episode.
Okay, but we're
I'll
Starting now.
Random Jar Jar quotes.
Oof. Misa don't like that. All right, that's enough Star Wars.
Do you guys see what I have to deal with?
Let's see. Oh yeah, this is just recent news. I don't know if you saw it, Elijah, but Will and I have the Final Fantasy VII remake box art just got revealed, and it's an
Oh.
exact. Let me pull up the picture of it. It's an exact recreation of the originals, and it looks incredible. Let me get Will talk about it really quick.
Well,
while I pull this up.
There's not a ton of stuff available yet, but it looks beautiful.
Mhm.
Like graphically, completely rebuilt from the ground up. The combat system looks really good when it's all updated like that. The ATB system's gotten updated. Everything about it is just a really nice coat of paint. But the problem is that the story is still the same story from Final Fantasy VII, which can be condensed as all the Kingdom Hearts games into one game.
Isn't for the remake they're not doing the full game? They're only doing like a part of it.
That's what I was gonna
is that
talk
a
about.
rumor? I don't know if
It's
that was
not a
confirmed.
rumor, that's
yeah, it was
legit.
confirmed.
So
sadly.
here's the box art.
Ooh,
It's just a remake of the originals box art, which is great.
Cloud,
but
the
what
original
people-
anime swordsman.
Yes. But what people are mentioning is, again, this isn't the full Final Fantasy VII. It's only up to Midgar, which, like, once you leave
Isn't that
Midgar.
halfway through the game?
It's about the first 10 hours of the game, but they're probably going to... But
You know how
it looks
long
like they're
is it?
stretching this out.
Yeah,
Like-
but I don't know.
Yeah.
Hopefully they release the other parts for free.
Yeah. We don't know. But they did say, like, even though, like,
At least if
Midgar
it
is
was
short
like
section-
DLC and not a full, like if I have to pay another $60
Yeah.
for the second half of the game, I'll
That's
be
the
mad.
thing. This box art doesn't say anywhere that it's just part 1. There's supposed to be 3 parts. But the part 1 is going to be like a full-fledged game. They've said before,
Yeah,
like, it's not just going to be 10 hours. But yeah, it doesn't have part 1 on it. So it's probably going to be another what was it? Like the Tales of games, right? Telltale games. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I
yeah.
love
Where
those.
like you just buy the first one and
Rest
that
in
acts as
peace,
the hub for
Telltale
the rest of
games.
them. Yeah. But yeah, it looks great. I'm excited for that. March is going to be stacked next year because we have that. Then there's Animal Crossing, and I think they come out within like 2 weeks of each other. Those are both very two high time sync games.
Speaking of new games that have been released, the Colonel Sanders game was released, I believe, yesterday.
Oh boy!
Oh no, I think today.
It's not. Yeah, it wasn't. It's today. Oh man. So yeah, if you haven't heard, KFC in their wisdom and glory has made
God bless you, Colonel
visual
Sanders.
novel Colonel Sanders
This is
game.
the biggest power move of Fast and Furious ever done.
In an anime style.
Yeah.
And
You guys thought the Wendy's Twitter was bad?
Oh jeez.
Come on.
I remember when people started first making the Wendy's Twitter girl, like an anime girl, and now we have this. Look at what you guys started. But yeah, it comes out today. It's free on Steam. I'm gonna at least try it.
Yeah.
Just out of morbid curiosity. People are loving it.
1 minute review next week.
We'll see if I like it a lot or if I don't like it a lot. We'll see.
Yeah, I have a friend who they were like literally counting down the days until release.
Yeah, you have a friend, right?
A what? I missed that one.
He has a friend who's excited for the release.
I came here to have a good time, and I'm honestly feeling so attacked right now. I'm not gonna call them out because I'm saying that they like a Colonel Sanders game, like a Colonel Sanders dating sim game.
Just
so
say you
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
date
call them
Colonel
out.
Sanders, bro. It's 2019. You could date Colonel Sanders if you wanted to. Anyways, that does come out today.
Yeah.
Look into that if you want. It's free, so there's no reason not to. But
Yeah, buy the game, play it.
Buy the free game.
you know what else is free? Well, not really.
Date
free.
the Colonel Sanders.
You know what else is not free?
What?
A plane ticket to Nevada. Because this has nothing to do with games or anything. but I
Area
wanna bring this up.
51
Yeah.
was a complete bust, and I'm so mad.
You did
Were you
have.
expecting it to go well?
I mean, we live in a generation where no one cares about dying. So I'd expect at least like 2,000 people to run into it. You know what's crazy? The only person who actually set foot on the base and didn't just sit outside waving around there, "We want ET signs," was like an 80-year-old grandma.
Didn't she walk like a mile into Area 51?
She ran,
getting caught?
she's a grandma, so she can't
Yeah.
exactly like run full speed, but she like kind of like inched her way a half mile into the road because like the facility isn't just there. There's like
Yeah.
a road to get to it.
Mhm.
She went half a mile into the facility before they went and they were like, "Listen, Graham, you gotta get
Listen, if she went all the way into the base, she would have came in with a cane, walked out with like a flying hoverboard or
out."
something.
She would have had a Gundam.
All right, let's
Yeah.
be honest here. There's nothing like that in Area 51. It's just a secret.
And if there was, we gave the government 2 months to like get everything
Yeah.
out of there before we came.
Literally, like the government was probably like, September. That's more than enough time to get ET
Yeah.
out.
Also, everybody kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
people didn't start talking about it until like it actually
Yeah.
happened and people actually showed up.
If by the time the Area 51 meme was like really popular, like if the date wasn't in September, if the date was like maybe like
August.
half a month after that,
Mhm.
it would have been a success.
Yeah.
I'm telling
I
you.
mean, they
Success
can't stop us
would've
all.
been
They can
horrible.
stop like 100 of us, like 100 people showed up, but
mean,
they can't stop
honestly,
all of us.
I was talking to my roommate actually, and what he thought was kind of funny how when the U.S. military first got wind of it, the U.S. military didn't say, "Listen, you should not do this. Do not do this." All they said was, "It is not advised," because
they
Area
challenged us.
Area 51 is a military, like they have aircraft there. It's an aircraft testing base. They have like so many like high tech like attack planes, like all that stuff. Literally, like it doesn't matter if 50 million people charged Area 51. You got one A-10 Warthog, and that raid's pretty much over.
But what if you have 50 million people who show up doing the Naruto run like that one guy did on the news report? Like, right? Have you seen that video?
Listen, I did see the video.
If you do that, then they're just not gonna hit you. You're gonna die.
I played Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, and I personally got the A-10 Warthog score streak several times. Wait, was the A-10 Warthog in Black Ops 2?
I think it was only Black Ops 1.
Yeah, because Black Ops 2 was like futuristic. It was pretty much future
Black Ops
A-10
was
Warthog.
good.
No, it was good. I loved Black Ops 2. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Also, Zombies was great.
Yeah,
It was.
But that A-10 Warthog,
yeah, that was cool.
it was savage.
If there was any major flaw in the Area 51 raid, it's that instead, if they were a true Naruto fan, they would know not to go in just running first. They would use Shadow Clone Jutsu to clone themselves first,
Can we
then
just-
send the clones out to scout the area.
Can we stop now?
All right.
Stop now, please.
All right. So for our last segment, we're just going to do leftovers. If there's anything you guys didn't get to bring up that you wanted to talk about really quick, or I think we're good. Yeah.
Super Mario Maker 2.
Right. So it came out like 3 months ago, and a lot of people have started to talk about how nothing has come from it since the game came out,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate.
I mean,
because
Nintendo did confirm that they were going to be releasing free updates, right? Like free DLC, free
they
items.
did, and they also announced, like, confirmed back in June that the game was going to get actual multiplayer instead of whatever is in the game right now, where you can only play with strangers. It's been 3 months and nothing has happened, especially with Mario Maker 1, with how it got constant updates throughout.
Yeah.
So,
Well, Mario
It's-
Maker 1, it didn't really get constant updates. It's just that when they first released the game, you didn't get the full range of items.
Yeah,
Mhm.
they add some
And you
slowly.
unlocked it through time. So they technically didn't add any new items. It was just the base game items. You just
they
got
did
it over
add
time.
a lot of new stuff though. Like there was like the bumpers, I guess, or like a couple of other like different features that were into that
Yeah.
were originally. Not
I know
DLC,
some
but, like,
people who are like experts at that game. Like
I
they're the
love
type
that
of people
game.
who do like all like the crazy like Kaizo tricks and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they make a lot of those levels. And they were really mad because in Super Mario Maker 2 they changed a lot of the physics.
Yeah.
I
So
watched
pretty
one
much
video on
you
that.
have to like relearn how to do like all those tricks over again.
Yeah, and there's some stuff in that game like that bother me with like the physics and what they changed. Like
Yeah.
I won't go into specifics, but yeah, it's unfortunate because I love that game a lot, and I was really, really hooked on it for a while. But outside of the user content, like there's no reason to come back to it, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
One thing
yeah.
I like about it is those obviously because people keep on making levels, it's pretty much like an endless game.
Yeah, the game isn't like dead
Yeah.
until the community is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy any other 2D Mario. You could just play that game.
Like until because like they added so much stuff and you can play through different Mario games because they have like the different games options for it when you're making a level. Honestly, you don't need to buy any new Mario games. Just wait for someone to recreate a level in it.
Yeah. All right. So that's everything with our show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Do you guys have anything you want to plug really quick?
Yes.
Shout out to Vinny Car Wash on
Oh my
YouTube
gosh.
and
Did you
Twitter.
do this last week?
Yeah, you
I did, and he said he would give us a shout out, and he has 100 Twitter followers, so
Ooh,
we
wow.
need that support.
Wow.
And also, shout out to Kit Kat, pop culture and video games. It's
Why Kit Kat?
It's not the candy brand. It's a friend of mine
Alright.
who's goes by
okay.
Kit Kat.
Cool. All right.
I also have somebody to plug. A very special lady of mine is opening her commissions again. And if you want to go check her out, maybe give her a commission or two. Her Twitter is Crispy Skins, CrispySkinz.
Cool. All right. Yep. So
Crispy.
we'll be here
Never
back
say that
next
again.
week. Yeah.
Have you ever
Thank
seen
you
that?
for. We're gonna wrap up now.
Yeah.
Save it for later. But yeah, thank you for watching the Ramen Shop Radio. You can catch us here every Tuesday at 12 o'clock on the Iona College Radio, which you can find their YouTube at WICR
That's good.
Iona College. Are you taking a picture right in the middle? Okay. Yep. And you can find all past episodes on my blog, which is you can find the Twitter for that at the Ramen Shop _ on Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
All right.
See ya.
Adios.
All right.